Fox News Sunday coming to you today from the National Mall. We'll take you back now to our interview with multi-platinum singer Amy Grant. In recent years, she's faced a series of serious health challenges, from open heart surgery to an accident that left her with a brain injury.
So really turning 60 was woo.
Welcome.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Hey, nobody gets out alive. But yeah, I found out by accident. I went with Vince to a doctor's appointment. His father passed away at 65, and he was getting winded going up the stairs, and he was like, "What? Am I okay?" You know. And so I went with him to get the results of his treadmill test. And the doctor said, "Buddy, you're fat and out of shape." And Vince said, "Tell me something I don't know."
But is my heart okay?
He said, "Your arteries are clear, your heart's great." And yeah, and then the doctor looked at me and he said, "I want to see you." And I went and he put me through a battery of tests and called me first thing the next morning. And he said, you need surgery. You have an undiagnosed birth defect that is a ticking time bomb.
Did he have some intuition that something was wrong, or had you discussed with him that he thought there was this need for this full battery of tests?
This is so crazy. Dr. John Bright Cage is now retired. And when he retired, he wrote me a letter and he said, 2 times in my life, I have felt compelled to reach into someone's private life and say, "Come see me." And I was one of those. And I just would have dropped dead. And I know, and so I'm so grateful. And so, you know, COVID happened, open heart surgery, then 2 years later I had a bike accident with a head injury. So that was months of quiet, and then 2 surgeries recovering from that, and 1 was vocal surgery.
Did you feel a need to pour that into a song as a writer?
Well, The Me That Remains was the first song that I wrote for this project, which I didn't know was going to be a project.
I recognize a light in my eyes that never did fade. And I'm gonna find and revive the me that remains.
And I started writing just as therapy, because writing's always been therapy for me. So I was really writing the Me That Remains to myself, to go, well, girl, you gonna lean in with something. Who'd you wake up looking at in the mirror today? Don't be so hard on her. That is what you've got. And then one thing led to another. And then once I started writing, I felt like every week I was writing something. And reaching out to other writers, because my short-term memory was shot. You know, it's hard to write music when you can't remember what you thought of 30 seconds ago. But it was like all the limitations were just creating a new path forward. And so it was really the whole thing was a therapeutic experience.
So let me ask you about this song as well. How do we get there from here? There's a lot of weight to that. How did that song come together?
In March of 2023, there was a shooting at the Covenant School in Nashville. And in the months after that, you know, the whole community's reeling. And several of us who are artists, songwriters, entertainers, we were asked to go to Capitol Hill to talk to Governor Lee, to talk with legislators from both sides of the aisle and just say, what can we do? And I'm watching everybody, like protesting, shouting, getting more puffed up about their opinion. And the songwriter in me just said, it's not gonna work until we're working together. And that, I was just sitting and looking in the fire, you know, later that fall, late fall. And I wrote the first verse and chorus and some version of that music. And one of the artists that day on Capitol Hill had been Ruby Amamfu. I didn't know her well, but I knew her a little bit, and I just said, hey, any chance you'd help me finish this song? And for like a year and a half, we were just like, it's like firing one over the bow. How about this idea? I've hooked some music. What about this? And there was no timetable. I mean, I wasn't writing for a record. This was 2023. And then in the spring of 2025, she reached out and said, I think I've finished this. I think I've hooked it. And I went, I'm going in the studio tomorrow. Are you available? And she said, I'm in town. And I said, come sing it with me.
When the ink dries on our story, what will history reveal? Will we have been part of the problem or part of how we heal?
And so, just the timing. And when we did the video, I was actually on a trip with childhood friends, and one was the grandmother of 2 kids that were at Covenant. And they have so struggled. The whole family has struggled. And they're the living. But her experience has made me see just, this is a lifelong shadow that this event cast. And I just said, I want you to hear this. I don't want you to feel like I'm capitalizing on that experience, and please hear, So I played her the song and the video that we just done, and it was released the day of the shooting. And so, what we hope is that people feel hopeful. We have to talk to each other. We have to find a common goal. About anything, just a common goal.
What would you say is the role of faith in your life right now, and how is it expressed in this project?
Oh my goodness. I see all of life through a lens of faith. We are all part of creation, made by God. And, my prayer for myself and for everybody is that we fulfill the purpose for which we're made. And so if I do nothing else, I every morning speak the Lord's Prayer and the 23rd Psalm. Slowly, just like you're inside of a solar system, and let the words kind of spin around you and go, where do I fit in all this? And then it's interesting. I feel like the older I get, I use less faith language. But that has nothing to do with how everything is oriented in my mind. For God so loved the world, he sent his son. But I just think how we live our lives speaks the loudest. And what people want is to be seen and to be loved and to be accepted at where they are. And I just feel like actions speak louder than words.
Grant's new album, The Me That Remains, is out now.